After losing their last match against Pakistan, Sri Lanka ended up their rally in 7th place of the points table. They won against Zimbabwe and South Africa. And the game against India washed away, hence both teams got 1 point each. So, in the standing they have 5 points, just like India. But they were positioned 7th due to poor net run rate. There were 3 games lined up after this match to complete the round-robin stage. All these matches scheduled to play on March 18th. Surprisingly, Zimbabwe beats mighty England at Albury by 9 runs, defending a score of 134.
That's his first over, and with a bit of juggling, when Kevin Arnott facing the indomitable Mr. Botham, and that was plumb in anybody's book. Shah bowling, facing the bowling of Tough, no problems at all. This was Shah. Alan Lamb just round the corner. So the next man out was Houghton. This was Gladstone Small bowling, and Houghton, the captain, goes for a pull.
He's going to come later.
Botham to Butchart. Guess who's there? Fairbrother in mid-wicket. Thank you very much. Another simple catch. Edo Brandis, who was about to become a real star. In just a moment or two, here it is. Illingworth strikes. Malcolm Jarvis, LBW Illingworth for 6 position, and this is it. That was the first ball. Edo Brandis bowling to Graham Gooch, the captain.
Very disappointed.
This is Alan Lamb, the 2nd wicket to go. Brandis again, the bowler. Sure, they didn't possibly think of the wonderful thing that was to happen, but Ian Botham was the next to go. And it was a pretty frightful next one, because 4 for 42, this was him out for 0 to 95 for 4. That happened. 29, and there is Philip de Freitas gone. And this was the end of Neil Fairbrother, gone for 20. For 8 that was, and this was the end of Richard Illingworth. Direct hit, great piece of fielding, and Illingworth is run out. That's just what you need when you're in a tight situation. 124 for 9, and this was Gladstone Small, and Zimbabwe have had their Waterloo, and Christmas is rolled into one.
Undefeated New Zealand lost their first game of group stage to Pakistan at Christchurch. With this win, Pakistan climb up to 4th position temporary.
Oh, it's in the air, he's out.
Was he Macron? Oh, very full delivery. He's out.
It's on the leg stump and he's going to be caught, Crow.
Yeah! Oh,
Where's trouble?
Could be out.
He's given him.
Yes, sent back. Oh, he's gone. He must be stumped, surely. He is.
And that's out. That'll be out the top edge, just around the corner. He's bowled him. Smith looking to cut.
Get it! Oh, it's in the air. He's gone. He's caught.
Oh, that's bowled him. He gave himself room.
As Danny Morrison with the new ball, about to bowl to Amir Sahal. Coming round the wicket. Oh, he's hooked. It's in the air.
Could be
out. He is out.
First ball.
Oh, he's got him. A good-looking shot. He's got it through.
Oh, he's put it away over mid-wicket from outside off stump between the 2 deep fielders.
Oh, it's a great ball from Morrison and he's out.
Ramesh Raja. He might come back for his 100. In fact, he's turning for 2. So Ramesh Raja, 100 runs. Fine effort from him. He really has stabilised.
15 superbly struck balls.
And he's whacked this one, oh, just wide of mid-on. Just wide of mid-on. That's to the boundary, and that will give Pakistan the victory that they need to get through to 167 for 3 in the 45th over.
The last match of the group stage scheduled to play is a day and night game at Melbourne between Australia and West Indies. If West Indies win, they can overtake Pakistan and secure a place for semis. But West Indies' hopes faded after Brian Lara's run out and they lost to Australia, leaving Pakistan as the last-moment semi-finalist.
And he nearly misjudged that. And taken. Big appeal there, and he's given him out, LBW.
Well, he's got him this time. And that's it. So David Boone.
All the way through it.
And that's a catch. Under it is David Williams. It's taken a long time to get there.
He's got him. He's bowled him with his last delivery. Yorker. Perfect length. That's a vital wicket for the West Indies.
Oh, that's a glorious shot. He's out. Caught. He's given him.
Good shouts. He's gone.
Mistake earlier in the summer. It's in the air and he's caught. It's gone. It's a brilliant catch.
And he's gone. And that's an easy catch. Mid-wicket, Williams goes.
Oh, it's a run out. Miles out. He kept coming, and that's the end of Lara. Oh, that could be out. Yes, he's given him, and he's... Oh, I tell you what, stump abuse. Spartan has 5. Oh, big appeal, yes, and he's given him out. Out LBW, off the bowling of War.
After Australia beating West Indies conclude the first round. So New Zealand at the number 1 spot, followed by England, South Africa, and Pakistan. Well, there is no undefeated team in the list after Pakistan beating New Zealand in the final day. Lost against Australia kicks out West Indies' hopes to enter into the semis. Pakistan, at one stage seems to be a team to eliminate in early stage of the tournament due to their poor performance, but finally they came strong and won the 4th position. So, this is the semi-final stage. On March 21st New Zealand will take Pakistan at Auckland. On the group stage only Pakistan able to control New Zealand team's strategy. On the other side England will meet South Africa on March 22nd at Sydney. Well, this is South Africa's first appearance in World Cups and they have shown a promising performance so far. They battle together in Melbourne in a nail-biter during the group stage and England won by 3 wickets with just 1 ball spare. If you go to the records, Sri Lanka able to update some of them. During the series Sri Lanka able to cross 200 mark 3 times and once they crossed 300 mark and that was their highest ever one-day total. With this score they have passed their previous best of 288 for 9 against Pakistan and with this innings team Sri Lanka has passed 250 marks milestone in World Cups for 5 occasions. 3 teams scores more than 250 runs against Sri Lanka during this tour. Despite the win against Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka not being able to give a good fight back in remaining 2 matches. Zimbabwe's score of 312 for 4 was the 6th highest score against Sri Lanka in World Cups. Still West Indies' mammoth target of 360 for 4 was the highest ever team total in one-day internationals. Apart from that England's score of 280 for 6 listed as the 9th in the list. In batting department there is a clear division. Out of the list only 4 batsmen able to score reasonable total during the tournament. Former captain Arjuna was the highest run getter from Sri Lankan camp. Also, he was able to maintain a healthy 50-plus average. With 3 back-to-back 50s Roshan Mahanama was the 2nd of the list. Athula Samarasekara was the last man to cross 200 marks. Other than these 3, only skipper Ravinda crosses 100 runs and rest of the batsmen struggled during the whole tour. Stars of Pakistan tour Sanath and Hassan not being able to do enough contribution and vice-captain Asanka failed badly from the bat. With his 262 runs in 1992 World Cup, Arjuna climbed to the all-time highest run-getter in World Cups from Sri Lanka, pushing Dulip Mendes to 2nd. After adding 246 runs to his scores, Roshan climbed up to 3rd position. Apart from that Ravinda, Athula, and Asanka secure their spots among top 10. Well, from individual innings point of view 4 Sri Lankan batsmen scored 7 50s. Arjuna's 88 runs not out against Zimbabwe was the highest from Sri Lankan camp. Roshan scored 3 50s and apart for the innings against Zimbabwe, Arjuna scored another match-winning 50 against South Africa. Even though Arjuna scored magnificent 88 runs not out against Zimbabwe, he was not being able to pass Roshan Mahanama's 89, which Mahanama scored in 1987. So Mahanama still at number 1 since 1987 of highest individual World Cup innings list for Sri Lanka. Yet, none of the Sri Lankan able to score three-figure mark in World Cups. Roshan and Arjuna scored 80 runs mark 2 times. 2 batsmen scored centuries against Sri Lanka. On their first match debutant Andy Flower scored 115 runs not out, and in addition to that West Indian Phil Simmons scored a century. Apart from these 2 centuries, rest of the batsmen scored 10 half-centuries. Flower's innings was the 3rd highest individual score against Sri Lanka in World Cups. With Simmons' 100 there are 9 centuries against Sri Lanka. Out of the list of top 15, Simmons holding the 4th and 11th positions. Himself, Salim Malik scored a century and a 50 against Sri Lanka. Javed Mayandad was the leader of the list as he has scored a century and 2 50s against Sri Lanka in World Cups. Altogether it was not a good tour for Sri Lankan bowling department. Premadia maintained his form to go after wickets, just like in the previous Pakistan tour. He was the top wicket taker with 7 wickets. Surprisingly, part-timer Asanka Gurusinha was the 2nd highest wicket taker with 6 wickets in his bag. Even though he failed with bat, he managed to justify his selection with the ball. Ramana Yake took 5 wickets, but Labrui and Waj Gunawarden's failure put Sri Lanka into the trouble. Anuraziri was economical and took 5 wickets. Other notable point is that out of the 36 wickets which Sri Lankan took, 14 was taken by the part-time bowling trio of Asanka, Chandika, and Arjuna. Not much of a difference made to the all-time top World Cup Sri Lanka wicket takers lineup. Asantha still at the top with comfortable margin. With his 5 wickets of this series, Don Anuraziri climbed up to number 5 and Asanka and Premadia came to number 6 and 7 respectively with 7 wickets in their bag. Asanka ranked at number 6 due to his low strike rate. Not much of notable bowling performance from Sri Lankan camp. Hathurasinghe, with his 4-wicket spell listed at the top, followed by Anuraziri's 3-wicket haul against South Africa. Hathurasinghe's figure was the 3rd best all-time for Sri Lanka, and he is the only bowler past 4-wicket marks after Asantha. Anuraziri joined the 3-wicket spell club as the 5th bowler. Chris Lewis's 4-wicket spell was the best against Sri Lanka. Apart from him, there are another 4 bowlers took 3 wickets each, and Watson and Harris did this in the same match at Hamilton. As a whole, this whole tournament was not that bowler-friendly one for all the teams. So most of the best bowling lineups remain unchanged. Lewis secured his spot at number 5. Hashan was behind the wicket in all 8 matches. With a stump and 6 catches he helped for 7 dismissals. He took 3 catches in the same match against Zimbabwe. Also, he has given just 3 byes during this whole tournament. So, with this collection of wickets he was the wicket keeper with highest dismissals. He has overtaken Gaida Alwies. And with his 3 dismissals in same match he has broken the 2 dismissals record of Brendan Kurapua. Sri Lanka displayed some good performance in the field. Jayasuriya's flying catch of Mark Rushmere was elected as one of the best of the tournament. He and Champaka took 4 catches each. Still Sri Lankan safe fielder Roy holding the top position of the list. Both Roshan and Arjuna at number 2 and 3 respectively. Sri Lanka made their first ever century stand in this tour. Mahanama and Samarai Skara built 128 runs for the first wicket against Zimbabwe. Apart from that, there are another 5 half-century stands for the 3rd wicket to the 6th wicket. Clearly, first wicket stand was a new record for Sri Lanka. Apart from that, 6th and 7th wickets stands are new additions to Sri Lankan record books. On the other hand, there are century stands for 1st, 4th, and 5th wickets. 87 runs partnership for the 2nd wicket was the only half-century stand, and notably there was a quick unbeaten 40 runs stand between Ambrose and Benjamin for the 9th wicket. Not much update for the all-time best stand list. 4th wicket stand record has been renewed. Also, West Indies beats their own 9th wicket stand and it was forced to write under 2 new names. With this round-robin stage has been concluded, and in the next episode we will see what happened next.